Hey friends, welcome back to another episode of Doors We've Opened. I have again my amazing, talented, beautiful, funny, smart wife, Bethany McKay.
Not so smart.
Bethany.
Not book smart, at least.
I love you. Where can people find you if they want to see more of everything you're doing?
On Instagram at Nashville Top Realtor.
Nashville Top Realtor, Instagram.
In my DMs.
And
is that what the cool kids say?
Yeah. And we've got a cool new show coming out.
Yes, sir.
It's through the American Dream TV network.
Cray.
And it is called
Nashville Next Door.
Nashville Next Door, where we are going to be showcasing real estate and lifestyle for the greater Nashville area. Check it out on Fire TV, Apple TV,
Amazon
Roku
Prime.
TV, Amazon Prime, HGTV, Travel Channel, YouTube.
I don't know. There's too many.
It's a bunch of different places. Find it, watch it, support
Starts
it.
next month.
Yeah, enjoy it. Hope you like it. And then we cannot have done this without the incredible Mitch. Mitch, where can people find you?
You can find us at City Limits Studios on all social media, and our social media company is Clutch Socials.
Yes, please, if you live in the greater Nashville area, he also does remote stuff too, I'm sure, where you are needing a brand personality manager, social media producer, videographer, photographer. He does music videos. So if that's your jam, hit him up. And we love what you're doing here, Mitch. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you're watching, also drop us a like, subscribe, leave a review. All of those things help us get the message out there. We're about helping people. Mm-hmm. Our business motto is we are in the business of transformation, not a transaction. Everybody's talking about the transaction. Everybody's talking about the closing table, making sure that the transfer of property is happening efficiently. It's important work, but we're really about the life-changing, transformative power of owning and selling real estate. It will change your life. It will. You will never be the same. Speaking of things that will never be the same, people know a little bit about our story. We talked about our marriage,
how we met, things that God did for us, the showers of blessings that we had in our early days. And fast forward, there was lots of babies being made. 4 and 5 years.
There was lots of moves that was happening.
Lots of moves.
Moving from San Antonio to Chicago to Nashville, where we are now. All of that was just like so many cool little stories, so little micro blessings and macro blessings along the way.
Yeah.
But there was one decision, one door that we walked through, which will never be the same. So clue people in on the direction that I've kind of teed you up for.
Yeah, I mean, this decision was probably, like he said, one of the biggest. But I will say, everything leading up to this moment prepared us for where we are now.
Yeah.
And it's answers to prayers. Like, we're super weird couple. Like, not a lot of couples can work together, and all the time people are like, how do you even do that? And of course, there's sometimes, like just a minute ago, that I was so angry at you. And like we're not perfect by any means, but we work really well together, and we prayed for that. But how that happened, I used to do corporate, I worked for a corporate commercial company that bought, sold, or managed parking garages and some office spaces and parking lots. I mean, they own a ton in Nashville. And manage those. So I was on the accounting side, and I worked for the client reporting. And so I did all the accounting for all of our clients when we managed those properties. And being on the client reporting side, I got to work with the field as far as, property management, buying or selling a property or acquiring a property. So I read contracts every day. I think I managed, helped manage on the accounting side, like 80 locations or something like that. And I actually really loved what I did. I love accounting. I'm definitely more of a numbers person, more of a spreadsheet person. I'm still like that in real estate. And that's probably why I like my niche so much, because that's just how my brain works. But after working in this job, so when we lived in Chicago, I got that job, and that's a whole nother story. How I got that job, that will probably be on another podcast because it's a crazy story. But that job prepared me for what we do now. And when we moved here, you were a Metro police officer. I still worked for this company, and come 2017, end of 17, beginning of 2018, I think I came to you and I said, I'm going to get my real estate license. And I don't even remember what you said. I don't even remember being at a thing. Maybe I just did it and didn't tell you.
No,
I can't even remember.
You did. I remember very clearly you were super passionate about the growth that was happening in our city. You saw this every day.
Yep.
We had heard that, like us, there were about 80 to 100 people moving to Nashville every day.
Yeah.
And you being a numbers girl were just like, I think of the quote is, I have to be a part of this growth.
Yeah.
I have to be a part of this new development. Everyone's coming here. I have to join in with them, so to speak, on their journey to find real estate and housing, find a home for their new life, their new chapter in the city.
Exactly. And I remember thinking at the time I could get into real estate while I was working my corporate job, slowly get into it and do both, which is insane. And quickly learned that that was not a good idea. And so we, because of some life situations, I cold turkey left corporate. And that was really scary, super scary, because I made more money than you did working on the police department. And I was, I don't want to make you sound bad or like degrade you, but I made good money and we had good insurance and all the things. But to just leave like that is scary. It's scary. But God had been preparing my heart, and I think your heart in some regards, for this big shift. Once I left corporate, I was like, okay, well, to be a bad, I was going to say ass, but I don't know if I should cuss on here, be a really cool top dog producer, I got to get a mentor, because I also saw and had seen in the corporate world what does really well is when, everybody who's really good at their job and their strengths, they do that job for a specific reason, and there's a system and there's a process. And so I learned business skills and budgeting and forecasting and all of these things. And so I just took that knowledge and I was like, okay, now I'm going to apply this to residential real estate. But I need a mentor. So I immediately hooked up with a mentor so that I didn't fail as much starting out. And could learn and grow. And then I also remember saying, I'm going to build my business off of Instagram. And at the time, Instagram for real estate agents back in 2018 wasn't the cool thing to do. Nobody was doing their silly little dances in front of it or doing like educational pieces for real estate. That didn't really kick off, I would say, until like after COVID or during COVID. When they're like, oh my gosh, we need to get leads, So anyways, but you were still working in the police department at that point. You were holding us literally financially together because when you get into real estate, people think, okay, it's a low barrier of entry to get your license. It still kills me to this day of how you can be so ill-equipped to help somebody with one of their biggest financial purchases of their entire life.
Yep. And
the weight of that, I understand it now. And I understood it from the beginning. And that's why I wanted to take the right steps to get to where I am today. But you don't usually get a paycheck or a commission and make money until a lot of times not even in your first year. And so you can speak to how scary that was at first.
Yeah, I mean, it was a leap of faith for you to leave your corporate job, and it meant a lot of overtime for me. But I was like,
you worked a lot of extra jobs to make it work.
I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I wasn't complaining.
No,
I liked my job.
Yeah,
you
loved it.
Yeah, the work.
It's literally who you are.
Yeah, I liked the work of the police department. And so it was rough with the kids because like, oh, when's daddy coming home? Well, we're not going to see daddy for another couple of weeks because...
Yeah, no, it was real. Especially in 2020.
Yeah.
It was when the tornado hit, and then COVID, and then riots. Like, yeah.
That was a crazy year.
It was rough.
Like, yeah, all of that stuff on top of the... so things in Nashville kicked off in March with a Category 4 tornado, or an F4, as I was thinking hurricanes, but F4 tornado that ripped through downtown Nashville and a lot of Mount Juliet.
Longest
where we live.
Tornado, I think one of the longest tornadoes in history.
Yeah, and then
in Tennessee history.
And then in the news, like there was this strange little bug coming from China, and we saw pictures of people like getting decontaminated spray getting off planes, and we're like, is this real?
Right.
Is this a thing? And we're like, it's growing.
I remember.
And growing. And so, the police department had storm response where we prevented looting and checking, search and rescue for survivors, and then our COVID response was to like double up on overtime hours so that we could do wellness checks.
Yep.
Because you check on people. I think the Rona got them, and they're just dying in their house. They haven't answered their phone.
Yep.
And so
I forgot about that.
Knock on the door, and you're like, y'all okay? Like, yeah, we're just staying put. I'm like, good. All right, cool.
You're alive. Thank God.
Call your uncle. They're worried about you. And then the George Floyd BLM riots. So the department response was to like increase patrols and respond to riotous activity. It was so much stuff.
It was so much. And I remember you got hit head on by a drunk driver. Yeah. And I was, one, obviously so thankful you're still alive. But two, like, that's what it took for you to get time off. Yeah. My supervisor sent me home for a couple of days, and I was like, how long has it been since I've had a day off? I don't know. And then we got a date, and that was like the best date ever still in my mind to this day, because I was just so thankful to have you. And all at the same time, I'm trying to build a business, and nobody knew. I mean, the world was on fire, right? So like nobody knew if what was going to happen with real estate. Mm-hmm. And I was just only on year 2 of my license at that point. And I mean, there are lean times. I mean, I still have the mark on my arm, so much so like I don't know if we should talk about this. No, we shouldn't. No, it's part of our story. Like, it's fine. It's oversharing. Is it oversharing? Yeah, I don't think so. We can take it out later if we want. But no, I donated plasma sometimes because I was like, we need extra things for the kids, And so I hate needles. I had home births, so that I wouldn't have to have needles. And here I was donating plasma just so that I could get some extra things because the world was on fire. I was still trying to build a business, and I still have the scar to prove it. My mom thinks she has literally said, you look like a drug addict. And I'm like, no, it's just a reminder of how hard I worked and hustled, and there's nothing that I wouldn't do for my children and for my family. Yeah. And I've always had that mentality. So it's funny because I knew I always wanted to be a mommy, and I did that. And then with my personality, it went next to, okay, well now I'm having these babies. Now how can I earn income? Like I did that from the very beginning, always. What can I build now? So that's just kind of like in my DNA. And so let's fast forward a little bit. Now we're into 2021. And my business had taken off so well that it got to the point where it was like, well, I either need to hire another real estate agent, or, hey, babe, let's do this thing together. And it took you months. Even actually, this is going to be a whole nother podcast of the mental changing everything we thought your business or what you were going to do for the rest of your life. I mean, it was a big, huge, ginormous, pivotal experience for you to come on. Like, even, is it safe to say, even so much so that even just 6 months ago, or maybe even a year ago, if somebody said, oh, so you're working for your wife, that would not, like, kind of not upset you, but make you think, like, am I supposed to really be doing this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair, because it's like, listen, you know, there's an ego thing going on with me. I was like, listen, man, I chase down murderers. Like, that's who.
And before you were a cop, he helped train Navy SEALs.
Yeah, so people go hunting for deer around here, and I'm like, I go hunting for bad guys. Yeah. Like, that's my job.
And what was your nickname?
That's beside the point.
It's pretty sad, actually. Yeah.
If you want to know what my nickname was, you can drop it in the comments below. How about that?
There you go. You should guess it.
And it's not really that cool of a story because it's really sad. But
it is
anyway,
really sad. But that's it speaks to your former life.
Yeah, but it was so apparent that we were going to be able to build something with real estate that was incredible. Yeah. It really was. I was like, I would have to be an idiot to say no to not work with you. And that's my hope for many of the viewers, is that when it comes to these big decisions, sometimes there is stepping out in faith. Sometimes, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of unknown. Yeah. But it was so apparent to me that this was going to work, this was going to take off, that I would have to have been foolish to continue with the police department. Not because the police department was so terrible or anything like that, but because the better quality of life. Like, I love my kids. I love training them. I love seeing them. I love coaching them. I love all of these things, and getting them to the point where they're being more and more responsible, and building a business with you is so much fun. And that was the big thing that changed everything, because now we went from going in separate directions professionally. Yeah. And then
literally we were separate all the time.
Yeah. And then meeting up on nights and some weekends because you were traveling. I was doing overtime work when it worked out and stuff like that.
It was hard.
And
it was really hard on our marriage.
Yeah. And then now we're working together full time. Now we're figuring out the delegation of responsibilities. Now we're talking about, shared vision versus, different perspectives. Yep. And reconciling all that. All the while we are helping hundreds of people. Right. We are helping so many people with these really big conversations of buying and selling a home. Yeah. And
we always wanted to work together.
We did.
Yeah. So much so that I think at one point I was like, well, I could be a detective.
She wanted to join the police department, and I said that is a terrible
You're like, you're not
idea.
doing that.
Yeah.
There's no way. I was like, what? Yeah. I would be a great detective.
Yeah.
But I could not handle, no.
Yeah.
Not.
No, it would not have worked. She was saying TV show detective.
Yeah, I was. TV. It's not real. Yeah, not real. And here we are today. Top producing real estate team. I learned last week, top 100 of all of Middle Tennessee, which is not just Nashville, but the 9 surrounding counties. That's big. That's huge. And it's funny because I don't celebrate those things. I don't even really post about those things on Instagram. Like, look how many houses I have under contract and sold. I'm just not one of those people. But to say all that, it does build credibility, and it is owed the hard work to get to that. Like, we'll unpack that as we do more of these podcasts. But what real estate has done is, one, it's helped in a lot of ways save our marriage. It has provided for our family so well. we didn't at first bring our kids home to homeschool. They were still in school. We'll talk about that, how that change happened on another episode. But we're now able to homeschool. And just our kids work with us sometimes, and we're teaching them entrepreneurial skills, business skills. We have this crazy TV show that's coming out. We're doing this podcast. We August 5th are launching a national coaching program with a lot of help. And God has literally, I mean, of course we had to work really hard and step out into faith and build this thing, but God has been with us every step of the way. And it's just been incredible to see it transform into what it is today.
Amen. Yeah. So if you are considering a door to walk through, if there is something on the table that seems right, I hope it is for you, as it was for me, that you would have to be foolish not to step through it. And if it's not that way, fine. But my hope is that you have enough confirmation that you are recognizing this is my next stage of life. This is definitely where I'm going. It's a pivot. It's a big pivot. There's a lot of unknowns, but I don't care because this is an opportunity too big that I can't pass it up.
Yep.
That's my hope for you.